Guys, is the Bitcoin price going to get rejected on the golden pocket, which is very close to getting there right now? Or is the Bitcoin price going to reach the golden pocket and then get rejected, come back here to retest this previous levels here, to then make that new all-time highs in the following months, in that case, months to years in that case? So I'm going to be talking about what to expect for the Bitcoin price here in the midterm and short term right now. Long term also, it's been some time, so I'm going to be talking about what to expect, using technical analysis, and also my expectations in that case for the Bitcoin price. So yeah, let's get started, guys. So hi guys, and welcome to Crypto Solutions, here to help you make the best decisions in cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency technical analysis. So in today's Bitcoin technical analysis YouTube video, guys, so here guys, we can see that the Bitcoin price has been forming different interesting patterns here, because here we saw that the Bitcoin price formed this asymmetrical wedge in that case, then it broke out very rapidly, followed through here, and so this can be looked as a potential bull flag in that case, like from here to here, something like this, and then continue going higher. So if you want to consider this as a bull flag, then the target was already met technically, which is here and here. Okay, that's the linear scale target and the log scale target. Okay, so I'm going to be deleting that in that case. It already got met in that case. And so yeah, the Bitcoin price is spending a lot of time over here. So what can we expect? Is it going to go higher or lower from here? Well guys, I'm going to show you the probabilities based on what I'm seeing here with different indicators and patterns I'm seeing here. So first guys, if you want to follow the trades I have in my Discord group, you can definitely join in the link in the description below. And right now on this page, on the bottom right corner, patreon.com/cryptosolutions, and you can definitely see my trades here. Right now, Bitcoin, I have a short position at $37,068.90. Chainlink, some profits here, having right here, I enter at $15.44, and Solana here, I enter here at $57.37. And so if you want to look for more details on when I'm going to take profits, where I'm looking to add more into my position, and also stop losses, take profits, and also this is for entertainment and also educational purposes in that case. So if you want to follow my trades, you can definitely do that in that case. Not saying that you have to do them, but if you want to see what I'm doing in the market, you can definitely join my Discord group, and also I will publish, of course, more content there, more technical analysis on many other altcoins, Bitcoin, and more in a consistent basis compared to my YouTube channel in that case. So yeah guys, and see you there on my Discord group, guys. I appreciate so much the support anyway, so let's keep going here, guys. Usually guys, when we break out of a huge resistance like this, which is all the way here, so we have support here, we have support, so we have resistance here, we have resistance, so much resistance here, and then here it just broke out like it was nothing. So usually when you have a huge resistance for that amount of time, so you have 5 rejections on the weekly, and then you break above that like that, well, the expectation, and technically speaking, you should expect a retest to then continue going higher. Okay, so just like it happened here, so you see this inverse head and shoulders here. So you can see this was support, bounce, breakdown, then resistance, double resistance, and once it broke above like it was nothing, it took some time to get that retest, which took all of this to retest one, bounce, and then retest all of that, and then follow through. Okay, so if we want to replicate, if we want to take like a estimated amount of time which this is going to be retested, then we can use the same here. So we're gonna go here. This will be, I would say, the maximum according to just this previous movement here. So we're just gonna put it from the breakout to the retest. So it took 14 weeks until it finally retested this line over here. In that case, if it's going to play the same, my expectation, it makes a lot of sense to retest that as a first. Okay, my expectation, and technically speaking, also it is to be expected eventually, because of the amount of time it has been it spent on this range, literally. It spent all of this range here. This is a lot of time, guys, okay? So not only that, but here, if it's gonna take 14 weeks, that means that 14 weeks will give you January 22, 2024. So technically speaking, using that previous pattern here, we should expect that retest before January 22, 2024. Okay. And not only that, guys, but even this white line can be retested because this is a multi-year support, previous support in that case, which is here, support, all of this support, then breakdown, and then resistance, double fake out, and then break above, try to hold that as support, then break down, finally broke above and follow through to the upside. When you have a very important support like that, and also a very strong resistance, the price tends to gravitate to that level to retest to make sure that this is new support and then follow through. Okay, so that would be one of my first expectations. A pullback eventually here, and I will say very soon now. I'm gonna tell you why using other technical reasons in that case. But here, if we use just the price target using this asymmetrical wedge, then this will give us from this support to resistance, this will give us this target, and this was already met. And you can see that the target was here. It was at $37,947.06. So technically that target is also met in that case. So usually when targets are met, you see a pullback. Okay, that's usually how it works most of the times. Now we're gonna talk about when can we expect this pullback. Well, guys, we're gonna use some simple moving averages. I want to share a very interesting thing I also learned during these few months. I noticed this by just looking at the moving averages. There's a lot of lines over here, but before I do that, guys, I do want to mention quickly, all of these yellow lines right here are CME gaps. So we have some CME gaps on the 4-hour. Okay, guys, so the CME gaps. So the CME gaps I have marked here are the following. So here we have a CME gap all the way down here at $26,290 and $26,400. So it will be this gap over here, okay? So CME gaps most of the times get filled eventually. So just in case, what does that mean when you see gaps like this on this Bitcoin CME futures chart? Usually the price likes to fill the gap, and that means the price going all the way down to all of this gap, and that's called filling the gap. And then from there, it will decide to either go down or up from there, okay? But usually, most of the times, CME gaps get filled. So I want to make you aware of this also. And I know there's another one very far down, which is right here. It is here at $20,335 and $21,110. So I want to make you aware of that because, again, it is there. Most of the times it does get filled. It's not a guarantee, but it is a good indicator for pullbacks to those levels most of the times, okay? So I just want to make you aware of that. Just to recap also, because I already mentioned that. Also, we have another CME gap over here, which is at $29,745 and also $29,860. So that would be this gap over here, okay? And again, most of the gaps get filled eventually, so just be aware of those gaps. So when the Bitcoin price pulls back, that will be one of the targets I'm expecting, personally speaking and technically speaking. And also that 26,000, well, wow. You need a lot of selling pressure right now to get there. It's not impossible, but just be aware that there's a CME gap there, and most of the times it gets filled. So don't be surprised if it eventually gets filled, okay? But yeah, at the same time, it's not guaranteed. But you know, this is all probabilities. So you just make your own plan based on what I'm showing you here, guys. So guys, I wanted to show you that quickly. So now we're gonna go to this Bitcoin chart here. So let's go to the daily quickly here. And yeah, this was the CME gaps. Some of them already got filled, so that's why I already marked some of those. So I'm gonna delete some of those lines here and there. I'm gonna just leave it like that just for a reminder here. So here, guys, well, here for the Bitcoin price, what can we expect? So for the long term, I want to quickly recap. We on the long term and mid term, we're bullish right now because again, we're forming higher lows here and then higher highs here. This will be the midterm. Bullish. Long term, well, every single long term aspect of the Bitcoin price has been on the bullish, like higher lows on the long term. So, and then higher highs. So yeah, it's intact in that case. Never has that long term trend has been broken. Never has it been broken in that case. So short term, okay, so I'm gonna quickly recap. So we have this huge falling wedge here, okay, and so the technical target, we have break above support. So I'm gonna recap that one more time. So we have support, resistance here, double resistance, support around here, and then break above support, follow through, and then it keeps following through in that case. So yeah, that falling wedge pattern keeps going up exactly as technically expected. So, and the target would be the previous all-time high for the Bitcoin price, $69,280, around that price ranges. The inverse head and shoulders neckline here broke above support. Technically speaking, the target is all the way up around that $40,000 level, and that would be the macro golden pocket, the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. We have all of these Fibonacci retracement lines here, and so that would be a huge resistance area. If Bitcoin wants to go higher from here, well, it has to first break above this $38,980.72, and then break above $40,893.77. That would be the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci retracements. Once it breaks above both, that's where the next target will be around here. This range, that would be $46,884.57. Using the Fibonacci retracement, next level will be 0.786 Fibonacci retracement, $50,128.91. Okay, but right now, I do believe Bitcoin has to have it doesn't have to, it's not guaranteed, but that's what usually happens. When you see a massive movement like this, you see a cool off and then continuation. And it can do that just by tapping the 0.5 if it wants to, and then reach this 50,000. But I would prefer for a retest all the way down here. And the reason why, guys, is when you have a very strong resistance like this and it gets broken like it's nothing, well, usually you would like to see a retest and then follow through. Because if from here, let's say if Bitcoin right now were to just pump and keep pumping like out of nowhere like this, which is very, very unlikely right now, technically speaking, well, if it does something like this, then the next move would be something like this. Literally, can do something like literally. And that would be insane, but that would be normal if it were to happen. I mean, if it keeps pumping from here, hits this level, it will come crashing down like this to this 31,000. And then if it dumps from here and then finds support here, bounces, keeps going out like this, we can then expect another pullback here, and that's where we're gonna have that continuation. So that's why I would prefer from here, retest this, and then once we get here, now it gets even more unlikely to retest again there. That's why I would prefer for have a retest here, and then break above, support, and then continue going higher. Okay, that would be the expectation on those three scenarios in that case. Okay, but out of those three scenarios, what am I expecting right now? And technically speaking, what can we expect? Well, guys, what I found here, I use this 8 simple moving average on the weekly. So I use this yellow line, okay? So what I want you guys to see here is, first of all, this pink line is a 200 simple moving average in the weekly time frame, guys. So usually that's the bottom for the Bitcoin price, historically speaking, okay? The first time it was broken was here, which it broke down and yeah, went lower. But previous cycles, you can see this was the bottom. So you have the top here and then the bottom on this pink line and then continue going higher. And the same before. Here, this last cycle here, top, bottom, bounce, bottom, follow through, okay? So here, guys, historically speaking, guys, the Bitcoin price has never stayed below that pink line for a long time, okay? A long time, I'm referring to this, which is the following. It will be staying below all of this. Like break down, try to recap that as new support, resistance, and then boom, follow through to the downside here, and then bounce, resistance here, break above, support, fake out here, bounce, break below, resistance, resistance, break above. We're gonna eventually retest that pink line, guys. So since the Bitcoin price doesn't stay below that pink line a long time, usually it likes to retest that pink line before going higher. Usually, as you can see here, above, support, breakdown, resistance, break above, support, bounce, breakdown, resistance, break above. And now it hasn't retested that. So we're gonna eventually retest that, of course. The longer it takes, of course, it will be a higher price in which this will get retested. But that 200 simple moving average on the weekly is at $29,156.13, guys. So that means that I would expect, now this is my expectation. I mean, I would expect a retest very soon here, just using the pink line, just using that 200 simple moving average, because that's what usually happens. I mean, here it broke above and retested fairly soon, and then bounce, break down, retest again. Like the only exception right now was it took from here to here to get that retest of that pink, like 27 weeks, all the way down from here to here. That was to the downside, but to the upside, you can see that it doesn't spend a lot of time up from here without retesting that from here. So we can do it from here to here. It took 9 weeks, the price being above the pink line for the retest, 9 weeks. And then from again above, and then on the 9 week it retested that line again, okay? And here, let's see here, guys. Right now it's 7 weeks. 9 weeks will give you December 11, 2023. That's my expectation for a retest. Not only because of that, but I already mentioned this on my Discord group a lot of times, guys, of course, because of my more continuous updates there for the Bitcoin price and other altcoins in that case. But now I just found this confluence of this pink line, just using this 1 and 2. This will be the expectation. Before this year ends, I would expect for this $31,075.20 to be retested, guys. The other reason why, guys, is here. Now we're gonna use the yellow line, which is the 8 simple moving average on the weekly time frame, guys. So usually, guys, the Bitcoin price most of the times does not stay above that yellow line without retesting it a lot of time without retesting it. So what I mean by that is the following. So you can see here, guys, when we had this initial uptrend here for the Bitcoin price here, so we can see that the Bitcoin price, once it got above that yellow line, boom, it spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks without touching that yellow line, and then boom, retest. Okay, here above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sits and retest, okay? And the same to the downside usually. Even here, below the yellow line here, 1, 2, and then 3, okay? Got a retest there, and then again 1, 2, and 3, retest again, and again it goes over and over again. So usually the Bitcoin price, when it pumps or dumps, usually has a retest on that simple moving average before continuing either to the downside or upside, depending on where you're looking at in that case. So that means that when we have, in this case, 6 weeks so far without retesting that yellow line, well, we're getting very close to it. So where's that price at right now? So that would be here. So retesting this week, that 8 simple moving average will give you $34,472.14, guys. So I would expect in between this week and around December 11, 2023, around that range, at least for a retest on this yellow line, okay? And that would be a decent pullback, because from here to here, that would be a 6%. It's a little bit in that case, but still it is to be expected in that case, okay? So that's what I'm expecting, a retest here. If the Bitcoin price loses this 8 simple moving average, the yellow line, that's where the next target would be this $32,668.02, guys. Before I continue from there, I do want to mention also CPR pivot points, guys. In summary, these blue dots lines form each month, and technically speaking, almost every single time, even more accurate than the CME gaps, it gets retested. So what I mean by that, just in case you're new, so you see these blue dots, those form each new month in that case. So usually when the price is above those blue lines, those 3 lines here, which is here, we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3, okay? So usually when those blue dots form, we expect a retest before the Bitcoin price decides to go up or down, okay? When we see the price go above without retesting those blue lines, that's a very dangerous sign. And what I mean by that is we can expect a flash pullback, a flash crash, whatever you like to call it. It's a flash pullback to retest those blue lines, and then from there, then it decides to either go down or up from there. But the main point of this is, once we break below this yellow line, we will definitely retest this 33,400 and this $33,398.24, okay? So technically speaking, also before that happens, this Bitcoin price is following this ascending wedge here, okay? Once it breaks its support, net support will be this 8 simple moving average in the weekly time frame, which is $34,483.94. If that gets broken, that's where we can expect here, technically speaking, that $33,419.20. That gets broken, that's where net support would be $32,673 in that case, and that would be the macro 0.5 Fibonacci tracing, $32,668.02, okay? And in that case, if this $32,673 support gets broken, that's where we will expect that $31,054.40, okay? And to break each support, what I like to follow is the following. It's either 1 to 2 weekly body candle closes below the support, or 2 to 4 daily body candle closes below the support, or 4 to 8 4-hourly body candle closes below the level, the support. So it can be either one of those 3, and it can confirm the same movement in that case, okay, guys? So that would be the play right here, okay? So again, to have each support to be retest it, you have to break it first. Right now, one of the first supports will be breaking about here. That will be breaking $36,304.06 in that case, okay? So, and also, guys, I just remember one more thing I want to mention here, guys, okay? I found almost no one is following this, which is good in regards for the playing out in that aspect. So I use two Fibonacci tracing. So I use the long term, which is from here all time highs to bottom of the cycle, and it gives you all of these lines here. Okay, here I like to use this one, which is from here, this midterm. I like to call it from here to here. Okay. And what's very interesting about this, guys, I'm gonna delete this long term so you can see what I mean here. You can see the reason why the Bitcoin price is not going up from here. It is finding multiple weekly rejections on this midterm 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and how does Fibonacci retracements works, guys? Just in case you're new. Well, usually, guys, when you see all these lines here, so in this case, the price went down and went up. So here you have all these lines here, okay? So when can we expect to go above this 48,000 in that case? Using just the Fibonacci retracements? Well, technically, you will expect for a break above this golden pocket, this two yellow lines. And then the final confirmation will be breaking above this 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. Here we can see that the price pulled back here and then bounced, resistance on this red line here, resistance, fake out, support on this 0.236, bounce, went to the 0.5, and then support, try to reach that yellow lines. It didn't do so, and then support again, support, break below, resistance, fake out, double fake out here, another fake out here, and then retested that golden pocket here. And you can see the rejection. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pull back. I retest again here, and then following through here, okay? So this is another reason why I'm expecting another retest, because this is also a golden pocket on the midterm. So this is the 0.618, 0.65 Fibonacci trace on the midterm. So that's $31,213.78 and $32,372.11 here, okay? So here, again, we have resistance, a lot of 4 weekly rejections. That's a lot. That's really a lot. Then boom, pull back, a break above, and then the retest on that golden pocket on this asymmetrical wedge here that it is to be expected in that case. And of course, technically speaking, before that level we have supports here. That's why I already mentioned when to expect those retests around there. When we lose that support each level by level, like I already mentioned before, that's where you're gonna get that, okay? Because that's how technical analysis work, guys. You have to wait for confirmation through confirmation through confirmation, okay? But on my expectations, what usually happens in order to forward and like look more to the future and not wait for those confirmations to some extent, well, just by seeing this huge resistance breaking above, my expectation is a retest around here. And I already have a short position for my Bitcoin price here in that case, guys. So I already have that in it's break even right now, but the reason is because again we're seeing 4 weekly rejections on the 0.76 Fibonacci retracements, and that would be at here at $37,799.37. If we use the weekly, there's no bearish divergences, which is also a very good thing for more uptrends in that case, okay? And again, we're just like zigzagging. We have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And now we're gonna form that higher low, and then continue from here. But yeah, My expectation for a like maximum amount of support and then bounce from there will be here. But again, that's my expectation. Technically speaking, you have to wait for the confirmations, okay? But my expectation will be from here and then boom, move higher, okay? Because right now there's a lot of, let's say, euphoria in the market. And not, I would not say a lot of euphoria, but there's a lot of greed right now. So that's also another thing to take into consideration in that case. And yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing so far, mostly for the Bitcoin price. And quickly, I want to mention the examples of what is happening here. So the last time that this happened, which the Bitcoin price went above those blue dots without retesting it first and then going either to the upside or downside, I'm going to show you some quick examples here, okay? So let's see here, guys. Okay, so I want to put this on the daily because it is more, it's easier to follow in that case, okay? So here was one of those instances here, okay? We're gonna go to the previous one here, okay? So this blue dots formed around here, then retested. Let's see here, another one. So you see how this blue dots form. So price above here, blue dots form, retest, and then in this case pumped. And here, let's see. Oh, okay, here we have all of this sideways action, and then the blue dots form and the retest on that blue dot line, and then pull back from there. Here, blue dots form and then immediate retest, and then pull back from there. Here, blue dots form, retest, boom, and then continue going higher. Here, oh, this is a very great example of what I was referring to here. The blue dots form here. Price went higher, and then out of nowhere, boom, retest on those blue dots. It even surpassed the third one here. That is what I'm expecting. Something like this. Wow, this is a great example. Something like this. Up, like this. Boom, retest. And from there, we follow with the other confirmations in that case. Okay. Here, let's see. Okay, let's see. Here, it got close, but it didn't technically touch that, as you can see. This was newer time highs territory. Then almost retested those blue lines, pumped harder, and then pull back, even with a newer time high. That's insane. And then here, guys, blue dots form, retest, pull back. Here, blue dots form, retest, pull back. So you can see the consistency of how this works. If the price action decides to pump without retesting those blue dots, you can expect a very drastic dumpage to the downside, of course. And the same to the upside. If, in this case, the blue dots form here, and then Bitcoin decides to dump, we can expect a pump out of nowhere and then retest. The same goes to the downside and upside. For some reason, that's how the price usually behaves for some reason, but that's how it works, guys. And of course, it's not a guarantee every single time. There's very few instances where it didn't touch those blue lines and then kept going to either side. And that was here. Okay, that was in this case. We have one and then almost retested that, but it didn't pull back. But again, retested blue dots here, here. All of this, it almost never happens, literally. The way it doesn't work in that case, this was the Luna collapse, so it had a lot of downside pressure, so that's why I didn't have that much chance to retest that and then pull back. That's my observation on that in that case, guys. So yeah, guys, so far I wanted to show you guys that because again, these blue dots get retested almost every single time. Literally, it's more accurate than the CME gaps. It's like a CME gap type of thing, but it's more accurate, I will say. And the CMA gaps are also very accurate, but this one is more accurate, I will say. Okay, so guys, that's what I'm seeing so far. Also for the Bitcoin price and for the short term here, well, forming higher lows, higher highs. This break above, support, support, break down, support, fake out, resistance, 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 support, rejection here, rejection, and then net support will be around here, around this, let's see here, around this $36,133.90. If this gets broken, that's where you expect the net supports, like I already mentioned, guys. Okay, so yeah, guys, that is what I'm seeing so far for the Bitcoin price, guys. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed this YouTube video, guys, leave a like, comment, and share this YouTube video with your friends. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crypto Solutions, if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. And also click the bell notifications to stay ahead in the cryptocurrency market using my cryptocurrency technical analysis YouTube video, guys. And also, guys, if you need help in the cryptocurrency market, had any questions, investing in short-term, mid-term, and long-term, I have an elite VIP crypto investor membership, which I cover 2 to 3 times per week. Technical analysis on various cryptocurrencies. It can be Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Chainlink. It can be HETS, it can be Binance, it can be Quant, ISO 222 tokens, it can be IOTA, XLM, etc. And I also post it's like a signals kind of thing, but it's more towards me showing you what I'm doing in this case, which is trading in the short term and mid term. I put on trading opportunities, which I'm going to show you right now, which are right here when you're seeing the midterm personal trading opportunities. Like this, I update you guys on my trading opportunities and when I'm looking to buy or take profits or sell. Also, when I'm doing dollar cost averaging, I also notify when I'm buying and selling which specific cryptocurrencies. This is not financial advice. But this can be used as educational, investigation, and also entertainment. So, and also, if you have any specific questions about if this cryptocurrency is good, what about this one? Will it be in the future? What will be the most likely outcomes? Things like that. I can definitely help you with that. I also take into consideration the total solar eclipses, the total lunar eclipses, the Shemitah cycles, and other very, very important indicators which I personally use to determine near bottoms and near tops in the bear markets and bull markets for the Bitcoin price. So yeah, if you need help, you can definitely click in the Patreon link in the description below. Patreon.com/cryptosolutions, and that's how it works usually. Like I have the $50 per month in this case crypto portfolio investment review, but that will be just one payment, so it will not be a per month basis. It will be just one verification. So if you're interested, you can definitely click on my Patreon link in the description below, Crypto Solutions. It will be patreon.com/cryptosolutions, and I will see you guys there. I really appreciate it, guys, and I will help you as much as possible. I will see you right now there, guys. Have a nice day, guys, and take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, guys. Have a nice day, guys. Take care, guys, and peace out, guys.